U.S. President Donald Trump has named Kevin Warsh as his pick to succeed Jerome Powell as chair of the Federal Reserve. The move ends months of speculation over who will next lead the central bank as the U.S. leader pushes for bigger rate cuts. Toni Waterman is reporting for CNA from Washington, D.C.
Kevin Warsh certainly has the credentials to be Fed chair. He's a graduate of Harvard and Stanford. He's a former bank executive, and he's a Fed alum. He served as a governor from 2006 to 2011, so right in the thick of the global financial crisis. And at the time, he was really known as an inflation hawk. He prioritized low inflation over full employment, which traditionally means higher interest rates. But he now seems to have done a complete 180, and like President Trump, is calling for rates to go lower, even though inflation is running above the Fed's 2% target.
I think Kevin Warsh is going to have to prove himself if he wants the markets and the politicians and the pundits to think of him as independent. Everybody's wondering, what did he have to say to Donald Trump in order to get a job that he's been auditioning for a decade? I don't think he will be perceived as independent unless he does things that demonstrate that. And it may be a while before we know.
President Trump has put unprecedented pressure on the Fed to lower rates. He's tried to fire Governor Lisa Cook. He's attacked Jerome Powell repeatedly, calling him a numbskull, a moron, a jerk for not lowering interest rates fast enough. And earlier this month, Trump's DOJ opened a criminal investigation into Powell, claiming that he lied to Congress about renovations at the Fed's D.C. headquarters. And in a very unusual move, Powell hit back. He said that the investigation is in retaliation for not capitulating to the president's demands. Now, Trump said on Friday that he didn't discuss rate cuts with Warsh, saying that that would be inappropriate.
I don't want to ask him that question. I think it's inappropriate, probably would be allowed, but I want to keep it nice and pure. But he certainly wants to cut rates. I've been watching him for a long time.
Before Warsh can become Fed chair, he'll need to get the approval of Congress. And already a number of lawmakers have said that they will not advance any Fed nominee until this criminal investigation against Jerome Powell is dropped. Republican Senator Thom Tillis, who sits on the Senate Banking Committee, said on X that while he thinks Kevin Warsh is qualified, he's not going to sign off on his nomination because protecting the independence of the Federal Reserve from political interference or legal intimidation is non-negotiable. Warsh needs to be approved by the Banking Committee before his nomination goes to the full Senate. And all it's going to take is for one Republican to dissent for his nomination to get stuck. And it seems that's already going to happen unless the DOJ drops this investigation. For CNA, I'm Toni Waterman in Washington, D.C.